everyone, my name's Cora.
And I'm Chantel.
And we're here to share some of our favorite Tupperware pressure cooker recipes with you today.
And before we get started, actually, I don't think you realize this, but it is actually almost 1 year exactly to the date that we first had our first ever online cooking show. So
that's right.
That's pretty special.
Yay. High five to us. We'll have to cheers to that later.
And I've been asked a few times by several people if we actually script what's happening here and if we have a plan and how many other people are in the kitchen helping us.
That's right. And we don't have a script. We don't have a plan. And
well, sometimes we have a little plan and it usually gets thrown out the All right.
All right.
So what are we going to get started with today?
Well, I thought we'd start with something that we all like to cook, roast. A roast in the microwave. So this is in our Tupperware pressure cooker, and this is a roast that we just got this morning. And what we like to put around our roast are onions, potatoes, carrots, and some celery just for some flavor here. And it wouldn't be a recipe with Chantel and Cora without some garlic. So let's use our famous chop and prep and get some garlic.
Right. And for everybody who hasn't seen this before, this is our chop and prep. Tiny little guy. I've got about 6 cloves of garlic in it, and I've got these super sharp blades. Oh, I'm out of the screen. Sorry, 3. And it's kind of like a little lawnmower. My husband likes to call us the garlic ripper. Quick and easy.
Perfect. And I love using this small spatula for the...
I do love that small spatula.
And what's super cool is you simply take the chop and prep blade and put it on top there. And what I love about this, the spatula, is it is rounded on one side, so you can get into all the corners, but it's also square on the other, which is easier for your chop and prep and actually your Power Chef as well. So we'll get the garlic going in there, because garlic does make it.
You want at the top?
Oh, I do. Well, that's okay.
We can't waste garlic.
Who thinks that we need the rest of this garlic in this recipe, right? Absolutely. Now, you can use your own seasonings to taste however you like your roast to be, but today I'm going to add a bit of beef broth in here. This just coats the bottom to make sure that we have enough liquid in our pressure cooker. And then, I think that should be about good, maybe a little bit more. And then we're going to add some salt and pepper. I love using the Tupperware seasonings. You always know when someone is storing their salt and pepper in something other than Tupperware, because you have to use a lot more. So when recipes say salt and pepper to taste, if they're stored in Tupperware, you can always add a little bit less because the flavor will be there. And then either rosemary or thyme, whatever you have, because this makes you look like a professional chef. So we're going to just get this, and we will get this recipe going and in the microwave.
Yep. And I think we need to put this in for about 20 minutes, I'm thinking. If you are watching with us live, comment that you're watching live. If you're watching on replay, #replay. And if this is your first time, we want to hear about it. If you've watched us before, let us know, because we love it when you come back and watch us again.
Yes, and thank you to our returning people who've watched us before. We love sharing these recipes with you, and we appreciate those of you who've given us some recipe ideas so that we could add them in today's menu. Now, today's recipe I'm super excited for. Chantel, what are we making now?
I have ribs in the pressure cooker, and this is actually a freezer meal that we like to make. So if you have a Tupperware consultant, or if you have a Tupperware consultant, you can talk to them about hosting your own freezer meal workshop. But what happens at a freezer meal workshop is we actually like to make about 5 different recipes, and this one's saucy keto ribs, and it has all of the ingredients in it that you can make, and then you can freeze the recipe and it's ready to go. So it's frozen, and then I would pour it straight into the pressure cooker, and I could actually cook this from frozen in just a few minutes longer than it would take fresh. So I have all of the ingredients in here. I've got some sugar-free ketchup, some hot sauce, mustard, liquid smoke, some Worcestershire, I'm not really sure how to say that, some chili powder and cumin, and then I'm going to add some xanthan gum. So this is really good for a sugar-free recipe. So if you were trying to keep a little bit of the sugar out of your diet, or gluten, then you can use this recipe. So this is the Power Chef, and it's using the paddle attachment, which it also comes with a blade.
Absolutely. And it's nice to be able to have both options in your kitchen too.
Oh, I forgot to add this, so I'm gonna put
And
that
this
back in.
too can actually go on top of your Power Chef as well, which is super handy. You don't get the countertop dirty. You want this back in here?
Yes, please.
Okay, we're gonna put that back in the middle.
So this is xanthan gum stored in my modular mate, and it does thicken your sauces. And I'm using one of the Tupperware measuring spoons, and I don't know if you can see that there. I love the measuring spoons because they won't actually fall over when you're, if you've forgotten to put something in and you need to set it down before you add it to your recipe. Okay. So you can actually mix a whole cake in here, and we are going to be making a cake later today.
Absolutely, I'm excited for the cake.
The cake is one of our fan favorites, and we have never made the cake before. And then, so all I need to do here is add the sauce to the ribs and coat them a little bit, and then we are going to start on the next recipe. This recipe probably will only take 15 minutes in the microwave.
Absolutely, and one of the things Chantel mentioned is this is great to make, like if you want to prepare it in advance and freeze it and have it ready to go as a freezer meal. And that's one of the things I love about Tupperware and the pressure cooker is the ability to freeze, have your freezer filled with recipes when you have time to prepare them, and then your kids can eat healthy meals in minutes.
Yep, quick and healthy recipes. And all of the recipes that we're using today, you can convert from your slow cooker. So if you already have slow cooker recipes that are tried and true, then you can convert them and put them into the pressure cooker and cook them in a fraction of the time. We are going to be going over some of the features of the pressure cooker in a few minutes, but we'll get these first recipes started right away. 15.
All right, so we are on to our third recipe. I don't know if you guys are keeping track, but we're already on recipe number 3 with the pressure cooker. Now this recipe is our family favorite in the Putz household, and we've made this a variety of different ways. So today we're making it a new way. So all this is lean ground beef in the bottom of your pressure cooker. And what I like about this recipe is you kind of think it as the well, it's called one pot pasta, but kind of the dump recipe. You could add whatever you want. So you could add vegetables in here and things like that. We're adding some gluten-free pasta because I prefer to eat gluten-free and people around me prefer that as well. And we're gonna add some of this beef broth as well. Now you could add onions, you could add garlic, you could add different vegetables as I mentioned. And one of the, Chantel was showing you the Power Chef. You can actually chop your vegetables very, very fine, and just like Jerry Seinfeld's wife did actually in her cookbook, and put that in all of your different recipes. So you could have it in your spaghetti sauces, your marinara sauces, and things like that. And everyone's going to be eating vegetables, and they won't even know it.
Your veggies, yeah.
Today, though, we are going to be making a rosé sauce. Now, actually, Caitlin was the first one who made this when we had company, and it is a mix of Alfredo and marinara, and all you do is give it a simple mix, and this is going to go into the microwave for about 15 minutes, and it is going to be ready to go. Now you could make this, of course, with your regular pasta as well, and sometimes to add variety, different kinds of pasta or 2 different kinds of pasta, so you can choose your kids' favorite
use
pasta.
the shells and like the macaroni. Or I'm excited to see the rosé. I'd never heard of rosé sauce before, so
Perfect. So
something new for me today too.
Absolutely. Now this is going to go in the microwave for 15 minutes, and it is going to be set to eat. So you could see this would be a great one before hockey practice, before dance. All right.
Here I have a cashew chicken recipe. So I really like.
Commenting that you guys haven't had a drink yet.
Oh, we haven't had a drink. Well, as soon as I get this in the microwave, let's have a drink.
There we go.
So we do have 2 support staff working with us today, but they're not making anything, they're just putting it into the microwave. And of course we have Trina looking after any challenges that we come up with on the fly, because sometimes that happens.
That's right.
Okay, so I have my chicken here already cut up and popped into the pressure cooker. And I have all of my sauces and things. We will post post these recipes in the group. So if you aren't already a part of our Tupperware pressure cooker with top of the line Facebook group, then make sure that you're joined and that you're added so you can get these recipes. So there's a few spices, some chili spice, some garlic and ginger and coconut oil. Then I'm going to add some onions and peppers. You can really add whatever vegetables you like. And I like to have some just frozen vegetables as well. So I'm going to pop them in to give it a little bit of color.
Frozen vegetables are easy to have on hand in winter too.
Yes, yep. So you could use fresh vegetables if you wanted to. Now there is lime juice in this as well. The cashews we're going to add at the end. So I've got them and we'll set them aside and add them at the end. I find that if you add them now, which you can absolutely do, they're a little bit softer and I like them a little on the crunchy side. So we just pop them in at the end. So I have our Zest Impress here and I think we're going to demo this first, right?
Let's do that, yes.
Are you going to get your hands dirty? Or
I'm going to get my hands dirty. Okay, so one of the things I love to show at Tupperware parties is how Tupperware can save you time and money in the kitchen. And so when I'm squeezing my lemon or my lime at home, today we're doing lemon, oh my goodness, so the seeds are coming out already. My hands are getting dirty, which with lemon, but here we go, now I'm going to squeeze this as hard as I possibly can. Okay,
Oh,
so
you know, there is like, we might have to get a strainer. There is a ton of seeds in here.
yeah, I don't know, can you guys see that? We'll show it closer in just a second. But then, when you take this same lemon that I clearly have squeezed all the juice out of, and you just simply put it here tip to tip, so tip to tip, and let's see if we can get any more juice out of here. And with, well, geez, look at this. Look at all the extra juice we got out. Now I'm going to get closer so that you can see.
I don't see any seeds in that second one, but you know what? There might not have been any left either.
That's true. So this one on this side here, this is what I squeezed with my hand. Look at all the extra juice that I got out of it by using the Zest Impress from Tupperware. Now, look at this though. Had I could have gone it all at once and not got my hands dirty. So do we need all of this for this recipe?
No, we can just use that one.
Okay, so we're foregoing the seeds. Now we're going to use the other half though, right?
Sure. Why not?
Okay.
Okay. Now, the Zest Impress is, if you have a lemon or a lime that's too big, which occasionally happens, that one just squeezes in, so I think it'll be alright. You could actually cut it into half again, so quarters, and then you could still use it. And then we have also a bigger one, which is the juicer, which is one of the attachments of our master system.
Absolutely. This is a great one to actually make your margaritas. And I'm thinking if I'm at someone's house and they're serving me margaritas with seeds in it.
Do you see this? I just squeezed that lemon, and sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, that's okay.
And there is the seeds left inside. So that's really cool. It
Yeah.
isn't in our recipe.
That's right. And I would rather have this lemon with the seeds left inside than this margarita with the seeds. So think about that next time, you know, you're going to someone's house, because you definitely need one of these.
Are you offering to make me a margarita?
I will after we're done.
All right.
Deal.
Okay, so we're just going to give this a bit of a mix up here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. Doesn't that look pretty though? Look at all those colors. Don't forget to take pictures of us throughout. We haven't mentioned that yet, but all the way through, if you could take screenshots with us, there is no.
Let's actually give everyone an opportunity. I'm going to hold this and you hold that.
Okay.
Ready? Okay, that was a good one.
All right. So that's going to go in the microwave, and that takes about 18 minutes.
All right. So while that's getting in the microwave, I think we need to do something, which is usually how we like to start our cooking shows, but we wanted to get the microwaves going today. So we started with the cooking, but we're going to start now backing up and show you one of our favorite pieces of Tupperware and how we like to start cooking off in the kitchen. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but this is my Disney Princess Subkeeper. It is really in disguise. It is the wine accessory set. Right here like this. Now, when people think of Tupperware, they don't often think of a wine accessory set, so here's what we're going to show you today. So this will take the foil off your bottle of wine just like magic. seriously like magic. Here we go. Now a lot of people,
Just like Tinkerbell.
it is just like Tinkerbell. Now a lot of people ask, you know, what's your favorite kind of wine, Cora? And my favorite kind of wine is wine with a cork, because then we can demo this product.
They don't say red or white.
Well, because really wine with a cork is what's needed to demo this. The twist off just doesn't do it justice. So I want you to watch as that cork comes all the way up, and I clearly haven't started working out yet. My New Year's resolution for 2019 might include that, but not yet. The cork came all the way out, and to get the cork out, you just simply go the opposite way. If anyone is collecting corks, I'd like to know what to do with mine, because I have a few. And here we go. The cork is out, easy peasy.
Maybe we should come up with like a corkscrew, cork Tupperware banner.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Who wants to make one for us?
There we go. Now, this is a super cool feature because this has the pourer, which makes it so that you can actually go a little higher if you want to, and you're not going to spill, because we do not want to be spilling any of our red wine as we're cooking. And red wine is actually great in cooking. So at the end of the day, if you have half a bottle of red left, you could use it for a recipe. But what would you do if you had half a bottle of wine left at the end of a evening?
Well, I typically drink all of my wine,
Hmm.
but you know, a couple times I've had a party and there's been a little left over.
Okay, well, we're going to show you what to do with that. But before we do, let's do a cheers.
Let's see these t-shirts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, well, here we go. There we go. That's better.
This is a good time to screenshot.
Oh, sorry, that was us smiling at the camera was the cue. Cheers.
Delicious.
Okay, so you have half a bottle of wine left at the end of the evening. What are you going to do? Well, Tupperware has thought of everything. When you think of Tupperware, you think of that liquid airtight seal. So you simply put this stopper on the top here, and you pump it until it starts to feel a little different. Here we go, it feels different. And if you have anyone around you, I want you just to quiet them down so you can hear this. What I've just done is I've put the air back into the bottle. So
Did you guys hear that, or do we need to come closer?
let's come closer. So we're going to pump this again so it feels different. So you can see the bottle right here. And we're coming all the way up here. And listen. There we go.
That's
That
amazing.
air just went back into the bottle. And if you keep this pumped like this wine will actually stay fresh for a while. So, yeah. All right.
And you know what, in the summertime especially, when there's fruit flies around, I like to just put the top on when I'm drinking my wine throughout the night, just to stop those fruit flies from getting in the wine, because they are there in a flash.
Absolutely. All right, so who's ready for more recipes? I think we have 4 already, and we have a few more to go.
Yep. Okay, so our next recipe, you know what, why don't we grate some cheese?
Absolutely. Okay.
So 2 of our next recipes are actually going to be using grated cheese. So we're going to be using Tupperware's Great Master here. And the Great Master I mentioned earlier is part of the system that can have the attachment for the juicer, for the Fusion Master, which it minces your meat. And what else does it do? There's a sorbet maker. You can actually add another cone to this one, and you can make snow cones in the summertime.
That's right. It's an ice shaver too. And we've prepared the cheese in advance. So we simply cut a block of cheese and put it in a Fridge Smart, which is a great way to store your cheese so that it lasts longer.
I always, especially store my cheese that's already being grated in the Fridge Smart, and then when I want to have a sneaky lunchtime nachos or a midnight snack, then I can just grab a little bit of that grated cheese out and use it to make nachos in 2 minutes.
Absolutely. All right.
So, I might need to turn this around so you can see. So it locks to the counter. That's what I'm doing there, is twisting it and locking it to the counter. And there is handy little arrows. Tupperware makes it easy for us to use their products. Quick twist. And I can literally grate an entire block of cheese in under a minute.
And what's cool about this is right now we're grating cheese, but you could also use this to grate your carrots or zucchini, beets for beet borscht. It will actually grate something really super hard as well. Potatoes.
And carrots. Chocolate.
Chocolate, right.
I've actually had lots of zucchini grating contests. Those zucchinis that grow in the summertime, I had never experienced growing zucchini before. My word, they get big. No comment for?
Size does matter, okay? So what I love about this though is you can have kids helping you in the kitchen because they can surely use this cheese grater. Tupperware has made it safe for kids to grate cheese and to help with you in the kitchen. And we know that kids who help in the kitchen will have be healthier eaters when they grow up.
And it is left or right-handed, so I could switch it around and get a workout on both arms if I wanted to.
And most of our products that we're using today are meant and designed for the for the dishwasher as well, which makes it super easy for cleaning.
Absolutely, dishwasher safe. I might as well finish this off.
Yeah,
then.
let's finish it off because then we're gonna have cheese for our recipes because we're about to make
And
one of
lots
our.
left over.
That's right, and we're about to make one of our fan favorites.
We are. Yes, this is macaroni and cheese, but it's a homemade macaroni. And it was one of the suggestions that we got for making in the future. So we have never made this before. So we'll have to remember, I don't think I wrote down the measurements, but it
Well,
looked pretty easy.
Mac and cheese is a great recipe for the fall as we're leading into cold weather, and if you want, comfort food and things like that. The pressure cooker that we've been using is also something great for someone who's moving out of the house. Like if you have someone moving in a dorm or something, they might not have access to a stove, but they most often have access to a microwave, and so they can make many of these meals.
Did you see, like, that cheese was all in that tiny little fridge mat container? Which one? This one?
Yeah.
And this is how much grated cheese I got out of it. Isn't that crazy?
What's crazy about that is a lot of times people think that buying grated cheese from the store, pre-grated cheese, is cheaper, but it's a marketer's dream because the price is typically the same of both, but the block of cheese is double the size, and size does matter.
Right, and I think they usually add fillers and things to grated cheese. Often, actually, if you have a gluten intolerance, you can't actually eat grated cheese from the supermarket.
That's right, so this is a great way. And a lot of people will buy bricks of cheese when it's on sale, buy 2 or 3 bricks when it's on sale, grate it all up. You can freeze this.
You can freeze it. I had never heard about freezing cheese before, but that's amazing.
Yeah. All right, so here's this recipe here, Chantal.
Okay, so I have my macaroni in here. Macaroni. And I'm going to add a block of cream cheese, which I've just sliced up into little pieces here because I figured it probably would be better. Like I said, I haven't made this recipe before, so there you go.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to need about 1 liter of milk, so I would leave about 1 cup left in that.
Okay, we're gonna, 1 liter of milk here. Already this is sounding super good.
And we need about 3 cups of cheese, of grated cheese. So I'm just going to
Yeah,
dump
start
a
putting
bit
it in.
in.
And that's about 1 liter of milk here.
I think more cheese is probably better, right?
Okay, let's take a vote. Who wants more cheese? Give us, a thumbs up, give us a smiley face. More equals more.
I think that's probably good. All right. And then I think we should stir it up. And this recipe calls for 22 minutes in the microwave. Oh my, this is going to be amazing.
That does look amazing.
The kids are going to be in luck when they get home from school.
Yeah, absolutely. So this, it could be a side dish for a big meal,
It
or
totally could,
this
yeah.
could easily be dinner. Like, really? Macaroni
Well,
and
it is
cheese?
going to be dinner tonight. I'll eat the potatoes. There you go. All right, so that one's ready to go.
Awesome. All right, so we hope you're loving the recipes so far, and we have a few more that we want to share with you.
Right, now we're going to be making some scalloped potatoes. And I know that we've made scalloped potatoes on this webinar before, but it's just such a good recipe. So the mandolin is a really cool Tupperware product. You can see it has these measurements on the side, and that actually tells you how thick you want. Oops, sorry. How thick you want to cut your potatoes. So we can cut it to 2 millimeters, 4, 6, 8, 9, and then this one here actually has little spikes, so you can make fries or julienne. So we're not going to be making fries today. We're just going to leave it on the slices, and I think How thick do you want them? About 4?
I think a 4 is perfect
Yeah.
for scalloped potatoes.
Okay. Let's do a 3.
Okay.
Okay, so with the God, Tupperware is all about safety, obviously. You just need to push down on top of your potato, and you can see that there's some little spikes on the inside here, and they grip to your potato, but then there is these long spikes, and they're going to go into your potato to actually hold it in place. And as I push down with the sides, you can see that the red bit popped up. And with the God, I'm going to push down on the red bit as I'm slicing up the potatoes, and that's actually going to push the potato down so I don't need to get my hands all in the way.
And it goes super smooth and it's so safe.
Yep, and then I've got a little bit left there, and I can just add another potato to my God and carry on, and it actually slices that through. Okay, so I'm going to toss these over to Cora, and she can start layering our recipe.
So I'm just going to layer the bottom of the pressure cooker. And
I think we need some onions too, don't we?
absolutely.
Okay, I'll do one more potato and then I'll do some onions. Do you need to mix up something though? Yeah,
I
you
do,
do.
yeah, but I'm going to do that in just a second here.
Okay.
Scalloped potatoes is something I grew up making, and so you might have your favorite scalloped potato recipe. Today we're going to show you our recipe, and I'm going to add a little salt and pepper to this as well. Where did that go?
Oh, right there.
Right. And so what I love about the mandolin is one of my kids' favorite recipes to make with the mandolin is apple nachos. And so you simply cut up apples, and they'll eat them just like that in their apple nachos, and so they think it's a tasty treat when really it's just cut up apples.
A healthy treat,
A
yeah.
healthy treat. Or you can put a little drizzle of caramel sauce on it and little chocolate chips, and then it does,
That's my favorite.
yeah, become a treat. Now, I'm going to add a little bit of cheese to this layer, I think, because why not? Who doesn't add cheese to their scalloped potatoes, right?
Now I've got onion. Yes, we need cheese, absolutely. Do you layer or do you put
Yeah.
the sauce just on the top?
Oh, we're going to put it, I don't know. Well,
We'll see how it
yeah,
goes.
we'll see how it goes. Actually, that's a good question. Do you guys prefer saucing it throughout or just along the top? That'd be good to know, because here we go. Here's our, look at how great those onions look. Those would be great for when you're barbecuing or something and you want a burger topping. Look at
And
those.
you wanted the round onions. Like, oh, I'm gonna drop them. There's the camera.
Right? Like that. Look at how great that looks. Or you could batter them and make onion rings. Those would be a perfect onion ring size shape.
So we put some of those in.
Let's put some of these in. We definitely need some of these. Okay.
I don't get to eat potatoes very often, and this is one of my favorites.
Absolutely. Now, what Chantel talked about, and we'll just put this right over here for just a moment, because we're going to open up a can of mushroom soup for this recipe. So again, the recipe that I used growing up had flour, milk, and butter, but I find I love this recipe because it's super easy. I can easily have a can of Campbell's mushroom soup on hand, or you could use a different kind of cream soup. So we have our Tupperware can opener. So to start off, you simply spread the legs and put it right on top. And you're going to want to form the letter I. So here's your dot, and here's the I coming down. And you know that if you can lift it up like this, that you have it on correctly. Now this works for left or right-handed. You just turn. And it doesn't require, really any effort. It's super easy just to turn it all the way around. And then once you hear that click, you spread the legs again. There's a little beak on the edge of the can opener, and you put it on the can and lift it up. And whoa. So what's super cool about this Tupperware can opener is it does not cut the can, it just cuts the glue. So all those little mice that run around the grocery store and poop on the top of your cans,
She said mice.
right? They aren't going into your food, you're not eating that. I don't know if you've been to someone's house and they take a dishcloth and they wipe the top of the can and then they wipe the top of your glass and they're like, hey, you want some iced tea? And you're, no thanks. I brought my Tupperware water bottle, I'm good.
And good, dusty as well. Like if you just have dust because it's been sitting in your pantry for a year or two.
That's right. But a lot of people love our Tupperware can opener because it doesn't cut the can, so it's super easy to use, and you don't have to be, you don't have to have a lot of arm strength to use it. So
And it's not sharp. Did you say that?
that's right, it's not sharp. So when you're putting this in your recycle bin,
You're not gonna cut, and you
Yeah.
could use it for projects. I love, my kids love crafting, and they are all about using anything that I put in the recycling. It never
absolutely.
gets to the recycling until a couple weeks later.
Oh yeah, this would be a great craft later.
You know what? A tip is you could even cut the bottom of the can off and then put a gag gift inside, wash the can out, put a gag gift inside, and then put the bottom back on, and you could give it to someone as a present.
Well, wait a minute. This would be great to store my valuables in here too.
Oh,
Don't tell
especially-
anyone.
Especially in something that no one would ever eat.
Right? What would that be? I don't know. Anyway, we're using our saucy silicone spatula here today, and this can actually be used on your stovetop because it can be used up to over 400 degrees. But what's cool about it is it comes apart as well, and you could use this side in, you know, if you were cutting up your Rice Krispie squares, or if you were cutting up, spreading like icing on something,
Okay, yeah.
or your
You
mayo.
know, I had my spatula for 2 years before I knew that that came off and that I could use it in a frying pan. I thought that I broke it.
Perfect. And you can see really good on this one that the one side is rounded, which is great for your that's bowls and your mixing bowls. And this side is squared off, which is perfect for getting everything out of your cans and your Power Chef as well. Because you can really get, oh, and you know what I was going to do with this?
Mix it up.
I was going to mix it up because I love using, this is the old gravy shaker, which is now 100 mils bigger. This is our Tupperware quick shake container, which is quick to shake, but some of it's going to be a little under shaken, but that's okay. And it has this little whiskey thing on top. And we're going to just twist that and make sure it's down. I'm just going to make sure it's down. And here you go. This is how I love to make, like when I'm making mushroom soup for my kids, this is how I love to shake it up because there are no lumps at all in here. Also great for chocolate milk as well.
Oh, pudding.
Pudding, that's right. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of this in here, and then let's do another layer of potatoes. Okay, we'll do another layer of potatoes on top. And you know, this is a great recipe to get your kids involved with too, because they can be, you know, involved
Helping in the
yeah,
kitchen.
they can be
Mhm.
helping with all the different layering, and you could ask them if they should add more cheese. I'm asking you guys, should we add more cheese?
We need more cheese.
More cheese. Okay, let's add more cheese. I know you thought we'd have some left over, but we don't have to. Okay, now let's put a little bit more of this, and then should we put the rest of the potatoes on top? Or?
Yeah, we'll put it- There is a fill line in the pressure cooker, which we might have just gone over, but that's okay.
No,
I think it'll still work. Let's put some more cheese on top.
more cheese,
Yeah.
okay? There we go. More cheese, please. All right, and we'll put the rest of this. Now this is gonna go into the microwave for about 20-25 minutes. You know, like kind of, I mean, we have it a
That
bit
is pretty
fuller.
full,
Yeah, so maybe more like 25, but it depends on how full that you make it. So here we go. Perfect.
So while we're getting cleaned up here, I'm going to show you the pressure cooker. We have got one more recipe to make. We need dessert, of course, and this is a fan favorite coming up, chocolate lava cake. Neither Cora or I have ever made it before. So the Tupperware pressure cooker is designed to cook in the microwave, and it is absolutely microwave safe. This thing is not going to blow up in your microwave. I know I get asked about this a lot. A lot of people are scared to use it. And so I'm going to tell you a couple of the safety features of why it is, I probably don't need to be that far away, why it is safe to use in your kitchen. So starting off here, this handy little handle here is not actually a handle, it's a lock. So when the Tupperware pressure cooker is pressurized and in your microwave, you can see it's locked double here. So it is it's safe, it's not gonna open. And when you do get it out of the microwave and it happens to still be pressurized and you haven't quite, you've forgotten that you need to wait for it to depressurize, then if you open it up, it actually is going to release a steam of geyser here from this little hole in the top. Depressurizing it so that you're not going to hurt yourself. So always remember to open it up away from yourself. The other safety features of it is it has, like I said, the pressure indicator here, And when you are cooking in the microwave, it actually makes a little hissing sound, and that little pressure indicator is up. When it's down, it's safe to open. You've got 2 silicone valves here, one on each side. If there ever happened to be too much pressure in the pressure cooker, they would actually break down, they actually release some of the air through, some of the hot air. And then lastly, the silicone ring on the inside keeps all of the steam from getting out, so it doesn't make a big puddle in your microwave. But if there was to be too much pressure, then this would actually break down and fall into your food, releasing the pressure, therefore making it very, very safe. And I have had my pressure cooker for 3 years ago they came out, I think.
That's right. We got them at Jubilee when they were launched to.
And I have 2, sometimes 3 in my kitchen. I lend one out occasionally. And I use it almost every single day, sometimes twice a day. That's why I have more, so I don't have to do dishes as often.
And what's great about it is you can make these meals in minutes. Your family is eating healthy, but you didn't have to spend a lot of time preparing. And the nice thing about cooking in the microwave is once you put the food in the microwave, you can set it and forget it. And you can go and spend that time playing with your kids or preparing the salad maybe to go along with your meal.
Right. So we can cook about 3 liters of food in this pressure cooker. And the way that it works is for the first 8 to 12 minutes, it's actually cooking with microwave energy. And then the steam is locked inside and it starts cooking with steam energy. So it supercharges your cooking. Basically anything that you cook in your slow cooker, you can cook in the pressure cooker in a fraction of the time. The maximum cooking time in this is 30 minutes. So it's basically like a cross between our smart steamer and our stack cooker on steroids.
That's right, absolutely. And it's a really good complement to those 2 products, the Smart Steamer and the Stack Cooker, and the pressure cooker is a great complement to them. So yeah, I think we should get our last recipe prepared because it's dessert. And how many of you love chocolate? So we're going to be making a chocolate dessert for you right now.
Do we need cheese for it?
We don't need cheese for the chocolate, but what we are going to make as part of the dessert is we are going to make a pudding. So this is simply instant pudding, and we've pre-measured our milk. And one of the things I love about Tupperware is they really think of everything. And on the sides of here, we have the measurements. On the sides of our quick shake container, which a lot of people use for gravy, we have the measurements in milliliters and in and in ounces. And so depending on what you prefer, and we're just going to add the chocolate here. Now, Chantel and I, several years ago, we actually used to do a weekly cooking class for kids, for kids. And this was one of the recipes we loved to do every week because it was toddlers, and this is something they could do. And actually, this would be fun to do in the classroom too. And so this is just your chocolate pudding mix and milk, and you shake it. And so we pass this around the room, and the kids got to shake it, and they got to have fun while it was shaking. And I'm just going to give it a few more shakes here.
And it's so easy.
So we're actually making chocolate lava cake. Now the best way to make this is to make your chocolate cake mix, and we're going to do it right in the pressure cooker. Why not?
Yeah, sure. Again, this is something that we have not made before.
But we're not a stranger to eating cake, so. And so you could definitely follow the ingredients on the back of the cake mix, but why not try one of our tried and true Tupperware recipes?
Chocolate pop cake.
Pop cake. So
With a retro Pepsi.
That's right. So any can of pop and any cake mix will do. You typically want to say darks with darks and lights with lights. But one of the ones I've tried that I really like is root beer.
What about Pombe?
No. No.
We don't want to waste our Pombe.
Do not waste your Pombe on cake. Although there would be some interesting flavors, I guess. Yeah. So this takes a little bit to shake up in here. We actually could have used the Power Chef mixer as well for this.
I don't think it probably needs to be shook up all the way in this cake, do you think?
Probably not.
Because
So
it's going to be liquid anyway.
that's right. That's right.
Okay, so we're just going to get all of the little clumps out of the cake, out of the cake mix. That actually mixed it really well.
It did, yeah.
That's
And that's
good,
great.
Good Pepsi. I don't think I've ever had one. Maybe my cans of Coke in my house are just flat because that has mixed it up completely.
Well, isn't there a saying about like, do you prefer Pepsi or Coke or something? I don't know. Maybe there's a difference. I think this is getting thicker.
All right.
So actually, the one time we did do this, and we shook it about that long, we set it on the edge of the table, and we did finish the recipe. We came back to pour it out, and it had already set. So this is going to be better because it hasn't set yet. So we've learned.
We have. We learn from our mistakes sometimes.
So all you do, like, let's see, let's watch this come out. Okay. Oh my, like, see, it is pudding. It probably could set a little bit more, but all you, oh,
Yeah.
oh, maybe I didn't.
How about we take the top off?
I think we need to. Okay, so mix it
It's
a little
actually
less than
tough.
what I just did. It actually has set, right? But that's okay because we have this. And, oh, here we go. See, you can see this. It's nicely set pudding. Oh, my kids would have loved to eat that pudding. I might have to get
Make
a
another
second.
one?
Yeah. And we'll simply just put the spatula in here. So we would have to take the top off anyway because it did set to get everything out. Now, this is going to cook in the microwave for about
10 minutes.
10 minutes, this cake. So imagine.
That's what we're told.
Yeah, imagine having a craving for chocolate cake and being able to have it in just 10 minutes. All right.
All right. So I have one of our modular mates here, and it has chocolate chips stored in it. And the modular mates are actually our. Should we set this up?
No, we don't. Oh, we don't have to. We just do
We
it right
don't
like
have
that.
to? Okay.
Yeah. That's 100%.
All right. Let's pour some chocolate chips. The modular mates. Do you want to talk about them?
I would love to. But one thing I'll say though is all you do is put this right on top, and you don't have to do any stirring.
I don't have to mix it up.
No. And thank you to Christy for that tip yesterday because she was really excited about the chocolate lava cake, and she said,
I got told not to put them to the edge. Right?
okay, yeah, and the more chocolate chips, the better. But I think you've covered that. Okay, well.
Is that good?
I think that's good. It's about a bag of chocolate chips. I buy the larger bag, and so that's why it's in my modular mate.
And
That's
then
what I
the
was gonna say.
modular mates keep them fresh.
That's right. And so we're just gonna put this,
We'll get that in the microwave and cooking.
and yeah, here we go.
All right. And Cora can tell us about the modular mate offer that we have on at the moment, but I wanted to show you one of the experiments that I've had for the last, I don't even remember how long, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. I have marshmallows from my, these marshmallows have been in a Ziploc bag, in the bag that they came in, for about 6 months to, actually I think it's a year, because it was last summer when we were having s'mores, fires. So you can see here I've got my marshmallow, and I'll just grab 2 out so you can, oh look, these ones are stuck together. So they're pretty damn hard marshmallows. My kids are not gonna eat these. And because they're experiments, that doesn't matter if my fingers are all over them, I'm not actually gonna ever eat these. But I have these ones in my modular mate. And this is actually the rectangle one, which comes in your kit.
That's right.
And here I have one of the marshmallows that just came out of the rectangle one, and you can see it's super soft, and I ripped it up, so now I can't demo that one, but you can see that was a huge difference from the same length of time in a modular mate versus a Ziploc bag.
And storing your foods in modular mates will definitely save your family money because your foods will last longer. Now think about that. Every time you go to the grocery store and you invest in groceries, you want to make sure it lasts as long as possible, right? And so you want to ensure that your foods are lasting long. But right now, when you join our team, you get the pressure cooker, as Chantal mentioned, for $20 this week only. And when you hold
$20
your first,
is an amazing price.
it is because it's regular $179.
$179.
Where can you shop?
And I would pay $179 every single day for that product.
Absolutely, because that $179 is going to save your family money. No more eating out as much. You don't need to have the pizza delivery on speed dial.
Do you know how much it costs for a Happy Meal at McDonald's? Holy moly.
Absolutely. And also right now, Tupperware has an amazing offer on for every single one of you. When you decide to join our team and you get that pressure cooker for just $20 and you have your first party in the month of November with your consultant, you're going to also get the complete modular mate set for free.
Which some of it we have pictured in the back here.
That's right. And when it's free,
It's for me.
it's for me, right? So you're going to get the rectangles, the super ovals, and the squares. So what we're showing you right here, this is a square that I was storing my chocolate chips in, and Chantel had her marshmallows in a rectangle. Now you can see the difference here in the size. It's about 2/3 the size. So I love using my squares and rectangles when I want to scoop things out, right? For scooping.
Yes.
And I like the rectangle because it goes further back into the cupboard, further back into the pantry, into the cupboard. So you're making use of more space in your cupboards. And you want to make use of all that. I want everyone to take a look at their cupboard. Actually, this would be a fun challenge. Take a look at your cupboards right now. Take a look at your kitchen pantry and take a picture of it. We're going to do a special challenge for you, and we'll share the details of that.
Trina, are you listening?
We'll share the details of that later because I want to see your pantries and your kitchen cupboards right now, because I'm guessing that there's lots of space not being utilized. And Tupperware wants us using that space. Actually, when I moved my pantry from not using modular mates to modular mates,
You actually saved space, right?
I saved space. I gained an entire, about 1/3 of space I gained.
And how many packages of the same thing did you find?
Oh,
Or half
yeah.
packages of the same
That-
thing.
and they had gone bad.
Right.
So you weren't eating them. But yeah, so okay, so here you have some ovals, and let me get a super oval too, just so we can see the difference.
Mhm. So your ovals are typically used for things for pouring. So a lot of them you can actually order these pour seals to go with them as well.
Right, and so here we have the super ovals, so they go great with your rectangles, and then the squares go great with your ovals. You can see that they match up here, and so you can stack them on top of each other and make different configurations.
It's like Lego for ladies.
Absolutely, Legos for the kitchen. The gentleman can put modular mates.
Right.
You're right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Legos for ladies, I love it. But what's cool about this, so as Chantel said, these are great. The ovals and super ovals are great when you want to pour out of here. And in fact, Tupperware actually has some pour seals too.
And I'm not sure if you covered this, but we have the different sizes. So there's a 1, a 2. This one is a 4. Is there a 3 there?
There should be a 3 right here.
Oh, this one's a 3.
Here's the thing. Oh yeah.
There we go. So the way that it works is, like we said, Lego, the 1 and a 2 is going to equal a 3. A 2 and a 2 is going to equal a 4. I don't have a 4 here.
I got the 4.
And this one is a 5, so it's the same size as your spaghetti dispenser. So if you have a little bit more spaghetti than just one package that the spaghetti dispenser holds, then you can actually use our 5s, or you could use our rectangles.
So here we have the 4 and the 4 here that you were showing.
Right, so that's a 2 and a 2 equals a 4, or a 1 and a 2 and a 2. A 1, that's not a 1, this is a 1.
Yes. So you can do whatever configuration. So what a lot of our customers like to do is they like to figure out what size is their cupboard space. So is their cupboard 4 or is it a 5? And what size is it so they know what kind of configuration they want to put in their own kitchen.
Right, and that's perfect. So you don't need to run around with a measuring tape and figure out what exactly the size of your cupboard space or your shelf. You just need to find out whether it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5.
The other thing I really like about this, and you can probably see from these, is they're see-through, right? So when you go and open up your pantry, and you can see by looking in that you have enough chocolate chips. So you don't need to add chocolate chips to your grocery list. But whatever this one is, it would have a label right here, and this is your grocery list. So you simply open up your pantry door, and your grocery list is made for you.
And what I actually like to do is, we used the xanthan gum earlier. I actually like to cut out some of the label and put it inside, especially if it's something that requires directions for using, like pancake mix. I cut out the whole sheet from the pancake mix, so with all of the different directions, so that I can never lose it.
Absolutely. And I kind of treat my modular mates kind of like when you're doing laundry. So you know how sometimes, no, I know, right? You know how sometimes your underwear drawer might be empty because it's all in the laundry because maybe you just came back from a trip, okay? So you treat your modular...
So it's still in the suitcase?
Right? So you treat your modular mates the same way. So if this was going to be your pancake mix, let's say, and let's say you finished it all, you would wash this container, put it back in exactly where you had it, so that you know that this is your pancake mix. So when you go to do your grocery list, pancake mix is on the list, and then you fill it up and it's ready to go. And so it's kind of like your underwear drawer. Hopefully don't think of underwears when you think of pancake mix from now on. But
That is a new way of looking at it.
yes, but you'll decide what's best for you in your pantry. And the complete set that you get right now when you join our team and you get it for free is a great starter set because it does give you one of each of the different sizes and with the different seals so that you can figure out what's going to be best in your kitchen.
And wait a minute, it's free?
It's free, and when it's free,
It's for me.
absolutely. And so it's free when you join our team. Did we say it's free when you join our team this week?
I don't think we said it's free, but it is.
It is free. Yeah, it's free. So when you join our team this weekend, have a party, you get the complete modular make set for free. So you definitely want to be asking your consultant for more details because
And the consultants also get the set as well. but
They do.
For a small cubby.
And that's one of the
maybe $20, I think.
that's right. And that's one of the things I love about Tupperware is once you join our team, you keep getting rewarded over and over and over again. It's an amazing.
You can Tupperize your whole entire house without having to pay a cent.
That's right. Yeah, right. Because it's only $39 to join our team, and then you can add to the kit as you go because Tupperware is going to give you more and more rewards.
And when you host a party, you're going to get the balance of your kit paid off for free.
Absolutely. Now we have some of our recipes ready, so I think we should show them. Let's get some of our recipes. Let's start with the first recipe we did,
Okay.
which was the roast beef. Okay.
Roast beef. Okay, so this has been out of the microwave for a few minutes, about 20 minutes. Okay, and you can see I'm holding it with my bare hands out of the microwave. Tupperware does recommend that you do use oven mitts, but I have never found that I've needed to. The handles stay cool, so as long as you're touching the handles, then the base is usually is not too bad. So I can hold that with my hands, and I'll do a little close-up while we get the other ones out. So you can see there is the roast beef that it smells amazing for.
Oh, and it looks amazing too. Now, here are the ribs. These are the keto-friendly, sugarless ribs. Holy smokes, those look absolutely amazing. I can't wait to try those. And again, you could use your favorite sauce on these too. But
You
I
could
think,
just use a thing of barbecue, a bottle of barbecue sauce.
oh, that would be super easy too.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, the other thing I will mention too is what you're about to show is the one pot pasta, but you could
It
do
is.
chili in here too.
Oh, I love, you know what my favorite recipe is Lazy Man's Cabbage Roll Casserole.
That would be super yummy.
So we need to show this, I think we need to mix that up.
Yeah, we need to mix it up here. I got it here.
Oh, you got
So,
it?
oh my goodness, so so I hesitated adding all of the gluten-free pasta, and I probably could have added it because there is a lot of liquid in here, but this is going to be good. So no more hamburger helper needed in the family. You can use your own fresh ingredients. That is delicious. And oh, I should mention, we're going to add cheese on top of this too.
Cheese, we need cheese. That's why we've got extra cheese. Oh, here is our, this is the cashew chicken. I should bring that under the light. Can you see that? It looks amazing. All of the vegetables still have all of their beautiful color. The chicken is fully cooked. Oh, something that we didn't mention is that we haven't, you might have noticed that we have not covered any of our foods completely with liquid. So that's a mistake a lot of people make, is that you don't need to cover your food in liquid. We don't want to eat soup. Well, it is very good with soup. Like
Oh, you
pumpkin soup.
Pumpkin soup would be great this week.
Right, yes.
Huh.
With all of that
Well-
pumpkin carving going on.
The other thing that would be really good is to do a whole chicken in here, and then you could actually use the carcass and make a chicken broth. And
I
make,
have done that before.
And
It
make
is
homemade soup?
delicious. Yeah, you can make, so you make your whole chicken, whole roast chicken in the pressure cooker, then you eat the meat, put the carcass back in with all of the extra stuff that was in there, the sauces, add a little bit to it, then you can make a bone broth, and then from the bone broth you can make soup. So
That would be super
delicious
good.
and great for turkey too.
oh, that would be good. So yeah, after Thanksgiving, we could have done that with the extra turkey. We'll have to think about that at Christmas time. Okay, so we have a couple more recipes we're going to show. Now, oh, something else I was going to mention. Did we say stew? Stew would be a great one to make
Oh
in
look,
here.
this is a good, this one here, you can see that the pressure indicator is still up, so that one's not quite safe to open yet.
Okay, so we'll be able to open that in just a minute. I'm
But
feeling-
you know what, I think it's time for a photo.
Oh, yes.
and you know, I want to get this in.
Okay, oops, so let's do this on this side.
So make sure you screenshot us, get some of these recipes in. Did you just like poke your tongue out?
No, I just smiled again because I feel like some of the pictures we've had lately, like you've been smiling and I haven't been. Like I stopped smiling just a second too early. So I, anyway, cheers.
Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Too funny. Okay.
All right, that pressure indicator is down now. So
Oh,
this is
perfect timing. Okay.
This is our mac and cheese, and you can see when I'm opening the pressure cooker, of course I open it up away from myself, so that if there was a little bit of extra steam, it would come up and it wouldn't burn me or my face off, it would just come straight up. This is actually a really heavy product, so I know it probably seems like we work out, not, but oh wow, let's mix that up.
Oh my goodness, that looks
Oh, that cream
delicious.
cheese. I should push this in the picture.
No
so you
wonder
can
why
see
that's
it.
a fan favorite. Look at that.
All right. Okay. So the macaroni, all of the cheese is like, oh, it's like butter. So I'm gonna give that I think we could even put more cheese on the top.
I think we could and we will. Thank you, Jamie Benoit, for this recipe and Jennifer Galliot for suggesting it because that's awesome.
Oh, wow. That looks amazing. My kids are never gonna eat Katie again.
Now this is our chocolate lava cake because
Okay.
it didn't take us long to cook in the microwave, so it is done. So can we see it there? Yeah, we can. And the potatoes are still cooking. They're still.
Oh, wow.
Okay, sorry. Let's look at that. Oh my goodness! Can you see that? Look at how great that looks. I'm just gonna take these things out of the way here.
I can't wait to dig into that. It might have to be a cheat day.
That looks delicious. I think we could actually make that recipe with gluten-free pudding and gluten-free cake mix. I wanted to show you something though, because you talked about that oven mitts are something that you could use with your pressure cooker, or if you're cooking in the oven. And this is one of the things that our Salesforce members can get this week for just $7. They can get this.
And I'm so excited to see it in purple. I have one in red, and I can't wait to get it in purple.
And it also comes with this small ladle. So here's the big ladle that I love to use for my soups, and here's the small ladle. What I love about the Tupperware ladles is they are flat on this edge, so you can use them, like that mac and cheese, it would be great to use it because it's flat along the edge. You actually get all of the soup or all of the stew or whatever you're making it out.
Yep.
Cake.
I love the small little ladle.
Mhm.
And great if you're having a party and you just want people to take small scoops.
Well, I know, because you kind of feel
Like with this cake, we would need the small scooper.
right, because then you take a little bit, and then you take a little bit more. Now, our potatoes are not quite ready, so we're going to have to show them.
I think that we could probably take them out and have a look,
Yeah.
because I think that we probably didn't need that length of time. The great thing about microwave cooking is that you can put something in if you don't know the length of time, you don't know the conversion from your slow cooker to your microwave. You could put it in for a shorter amount of time and check it, and if it's not quite done, you can put it in for a bit longer.
Well, and the other thing to note too is every microwave cooks differently as well. And so sometimes you might try a recipe in Chantel's microwave, and then you go to do it in your own, and it's slightly different timing. Right.
And we should mention that all of the times and cooking that we've done today have been based on a 1,000-watt microwave. I think they're all 1,000-watt microwaves, maybe one's 950. But the wattage of your microwave does affect your cooking time a lot.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we're going to be getting those potatoes in a minute, but I'm interested to know what recipe everyone thinks they would like
Which
to
are
try
you most
first.
excited to try?
Yeah.
Let's bring this out.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, you're gonna hear this hissing.
Oh yes, you can hear the hissing for sure.
So you can hear that hissing.
Yeah.
And we're gonna sit that down. You can see I'm holding that with my bare hands while it's still hissing. Oh look, I see some comments. Mac and cheese, lava cake. Wanna try the lava cake? Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah.
And down the bottom here, you can see I can touch it with my hands, but it is quite hot. So I would want to use the oven mitts for that.
Right. So let's move that one up here so that we can see it a little bit. It's a little bit better. Put it right here. Now, there we go. So we're going to let that one depressurize, and then we're going to open it up, right?
Yeah, we sure are. Okay, so did we go over the challenges? We did the screenshot.
Yes.
And did we tell about the share?
That's right. We want you sharing this Facebook Live onto your own timeline for a chance to win
And it's a big prize, so we are giving away either your choice of $250 worth of Tupperware, so a $250, actually, is this a surprise
It's
prize?
a surprise tag.
$250 surprise pack, or a Chef Series 2 surprise. And the Chef Series cookware is some of the most amazing cookware that you can ever get.
Absolutely. So
Premium product.
we want you sharing this on your timeline, because I bet if you learned something new today, I bet you have friends and family who would benefit from some of the recipes we made. And we'd love to hear what your favorite recipe is. And if you already have a pressure cooker, what are you cooking in your pressure cooker tonight?
Right. And so once you've shared it, make sure you go to our Tupperware Pressure Cooker with Top of the Line Facebook group and comment on the post so we can draw a winner. And you have until November the 9th, so everybody who is joining now and watching in the next few days, you still have a week to get your sharing in.
Absolutely.
Sharing, scaring.
Yes, that's right. Okay. Now, something else I was going to mention. So the other thing that's super cool to make in the pressure cooker is cranberry sauce. So at Christmas time, if you're making your homemade cranberry sauce, rather than it being over the stovetop, you can actually do it in the pressure cooker in the microwave at a fraction of the time. So that's another good recipe to try.
It is. I think that this is almost depressurized.
That's right.
It's calming down.
That's right. You can
Right.
hear it. It'll make a different, it's going to change. Yeah.
Should we do one more photo?
We should do one more photo op because we have all these great products in front of us.
They're laughing at me. All right.
All right. And so we have the chicken recipe. We have ribs. Oh, I know what I was going to mention. Barbecue pork, like to make
Pulled pork?
pulled pork.
Yes. You know what? I made one of these, a pulled pork, just a couple of nights ago, actually.
Perfect. So that would be a great recipe. Any casserole recipes that you like? And of course, our one pot pasta could actually be made with ground turkey or ground pork instead, if you prefer that over ground beef or ground bison, right?
And don't forget to post in our group and tell us what recipes you would want to see us make in the future, because like we did today, we made 2 recipes that we had never tried before, and it was because you guys posted in the group and let us know what you wanted us to make.
The other recipe that I think is super cool, and we were talking about it the other day, was breakfast foods in the pressure cooker.
Right.
The breakfast casserole, right? We should do a whole webinar just on breakfast cooking.
We could, and we could use a whole bunch of different products.
Absolutely.
You know what? Actually, not for our next webinar. Our next webinar is already booked, and you can mark this on your calendar so you don't miss it next time. It is the Wednesday, the 5th of December.
Wednesday, December 5th.
And we have something very special lined up for you.
Absolutely.
Already, this is way in advance for us.
Yeah.
We actually have a plan.
That's right. So yeah, but breakfast, yeah, that would be maybe a different one. And then the other thing I was thinking of is you could do apples in here and do like an apple cobbler or something like that.
Yeah.
Dessert.
I have done a risotto before. I did a
Oh.
mushroom risotto, and that was amazing.
Mhm.
And fish, I've made seafood mornay, a special
yeah.
recipe from New Zealand.
Yum, that would be good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, you could do Spanish rice in here probably.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was that other recipe that we were looking at trying, which we really should try next time we use the pressure cooker, and that's the beef. I'm gonna
Oh,
forget
beef
the-
stroganoff.
Beef
Yeah.
stroganoff.
You know, another one of my favorites is actually the Tuscan chicken or Italian chicken, and that one is super simple. All you need to do is put your 4 chicken breasts on the bottom, cover it in Italian or any kind of pasta sauce, Italian seasoning, and cheese, and basically you have a chicken parmigiano all ready to go.
Meatballs in here too?
Oh, meatballs are my favorite.
We did that
make
last
a
time.
really, really good meatball recipe.
Yeah.
Can you guys dig into the cake for the people?
Yeah,
So they can understand how
the lava cake works?
Yes. Oh, the lava cake.
So they're wondering if it gets,
We're wondering too. Okay, let's look in here. So like this. You guys, this looks, oh my gosh, look at,
Take a scoop out of it.
grab a plate
take a
or
scoop.
something.
Okay, let me just, we're gonna get a plate, because like this, you guys gotta see this. So you need to remember it's gonna be a little crumbly, because I'm using a spoon, I'm not using a knife. Oh boy, look at this.
Well, it's more like a pudding type recipe, right?
Look
It's
at
a lava cake.
this, look at
Oh, wow.
this.
Holy smokes.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That looks delicious. Look at this lava cake. Yeah, show it up there. That looks delicious.
Doesn't that look good? Give me a thumbs up. I want to see. Are you guys watching or are you all asleep? Okay.
Yeah, that lava cake looks so good. I'm so glad we tried that recipe. I think this would be a great recipe to make. You know what, actually? So oftentimes after Halloween's over, I have a lot of extra Halloween candy.
Leftover candy?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
chocolate and the Aero cookies, my
You could
Aero chocolate bars.
Yeah, you could put them in and then melt them inside. Or, well, this isn't for the pressure cooker, but for the stack cooker, you could, I saw a recipe for Rice Krispie cake with Reese's Pieces in the middle of it.
Right, that's a good idea too. Okay, so like magic, this is depressurized, and let's show off.
Oh, scalloped potatoes.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, that smells good.
Those look delicious. So this scalloped potato recipe probably could have used just a tad more cheese, I'm thinking.
I think we could add some now.
Yeah, I agree with that. Awesome. So these are the recipes we made today. So to recap, we have the pork,
Roast beef.
roast beef. We had the ribs. We had the one pot pasta.
We had the cashew
Let's add the cashews.
Cashew chicken is not the same without cashews.
There we go. So you can see the cashews on the top there.
And we'll mix them in and they actually get a little soft just from mixing them.
Nice. And then we have the macaroni and cheese.
Homemade mac and cheese,
The-
scalloped potatoes,
and the lava cake.
and now lava cake. So we have a lot of eating to do
That's
this
right.
afternoon.
So this is Cora and Chantel, and we did Meals in Minutes.
We did.
There we go.
What do
7
you-
meals.
7 meals.
Well, 7. Well, 1.
We can't even eat this in an hour.
Anyway, we want to thank everyone for joining today. We want to thank you for sharing this onto your timeline. And we're curious to know what recipes you liked best and what you'd like to see next time.
Tell us what you liked best about our live video. Maybe we'll do more of it in the future.
That's right. But thank you all for watching.
Did you like our jokes? Because
Wow.
I don't think we told